Hey, before we get into this episode, I just want to say Mike provided the water because I did not say it during the episode. So don't be scared. Mike did provide the water.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Davey Squires.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Squires Station. I am your host, Davey Squires, and this episode is presented by Area 67 Studios in very snowy Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. And I'm here with special guest, Ed Amann. How you doing, Ed?
Just fine.
So well, let's just dig in. Let's just dig in here. And I'm going to ask you, what have you been up to lately?
What have I been up to? Just a lot of practicing. Trying to sort through this huge CD collection. I don't know if you knew Tom Ball or not. He was a radio host.
Yeah.
Up here in the Falls.
Sounds
he had
familiar.
been in Akron, but they kicked him off the air down there, and he got with a little station up here in WCFI.
Okay.
Up here in the Falls.
Oh.
And he died last March. And I think he was pissed with me because he left me this gigantic collection of CDs and tapes. I've got all the material of all the shows he ever did.
Wow.
And people from all over, I mean, the guy was known. People from all over the world sent him pre-recorded discs.
Huh.
And the problem is I ain't got the room to store all of that.
Dang.
And he was rather slipshod about sorting it. There's no cataloging. I just got it boxes and boxes, and I'm just going through it piece by piece.
Dang. So how much room is that taking up?
My whole basement right now. But
Dang.
it's poorly packed. I'm cramming them into archive boxes.
Mm-hmm.
With the discs, about 150 pre-recorded and 300 and some shows because they're slim cases.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So so he died, and was that just like in his will, or
Yeah.
was that just?
Yeah, that was in his will
Give
that
Ed
I
peace.
was getting that. And, I'm probably going to sell some of it to Princeton. They got the Princeton Record Exchange buys stuff like that, but I've got to have a handle on what I got before I do that.
Yeah.
I'm giving myself 2 years to get that done.
You gotta sort them
Just
all
about
out.
an hour a day. I don't want to kill everything else I'm doing.
Yeah. Just for that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, well, how did you get them down in your basement?
Box by box.
Oh my
They're
God.
mostly in smaller boxes right now, and that's why they're taking up so much room.
That's a lot of trips.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
Yep.
That's a lot of CDs. So that's your main project right now.
Not all day, just about an hour a day.
Yeah.
Other than that, just, fixing things around the house, practicing a lot, like I said.
Yeah.
A little bit of writing, it comes and goes.
Have you been working on new music?
A little bit. Problem is, I ain't got the money to file copyrights. I was
Yeah.
talking before about that new song. I can't do that one out because I can't register it.
Yeah. Huh. That's crazy. Yeah. That's a lot of CDs.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah, I'm chasing some grant money right now to get copyrights.
You could probably sell those CDs and then get the money to
They
do
don't bring much. Exchange pays $50 a piece if they want it. I took a few up there. I found a few duplicates and took them up there, and they took about a third of them and gave me $8 for that.
Oh my God.
Just barely paid my gas.
Yeah, just to get back. Oh my goodness. Oh, I guess that's not as lucrative as I thought it would
No.
be.
Well, it's just like your own CDs.
Yeah.
Is anybody buying those anymore?
Well, there's a good amount. I'm really not sure after this whole pandemic what CD sales, but there are people who just buy
Yeah.
CDs to collect.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm thinking maybe I want to get hold of Spotify and say, look, guys, you can help us out here and it won't cost you a cent because you own your commercial time.
Yeah.
On your commercial channels, let's run a commercial say, you like these artists you're playing here? Buy a disc, buy a download, buy something.
Oh yeah, I think they should do a campaign like that.
Yeah, they own their ad time, and it only cost them whatever it cost to produce the ad.
Oh yeah. Well, I feel like Spotify ads. It's like, well, it's them and Apple Music, and that's like there's a lot of little ones.
Yeah.
But that's it, and I feel like a lot of people know Spotify. I don't know who they're reaching out to.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not the most honest thing in the world, but usually when I go to lunch, I flip on Spotify and play somebody's tracks. Mm-hmm. They get a few cents out of it.
Yeah.
While I'm at lunch.
They get 0.0001 cent. That's what.
I've played yours. I played, Gretchen's and people I know.
Mm-hmm. You have a playlist on there that has a. Yeah.
I have playlists that I update every 3 weeks, each of them. Mm-hmm. There's actually 4, but the one don't get updated because there's not much material coming out.
Yeah.
There's a gun control list that don't get updated much. There's my favorites, and that can be anything.
Yeah.
I just added a few to that. I just did that a couple of days ago and added a few because I just keep finding more stuff I like.
Very diverse.
Yeah. And then there's friends, which is definitely people I know from wherever.
Oh, yeah.
And Akron.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I know.
Mm-hmm.
So what? That brings me to my next question. What are you listening to right now during this time off? I guess.
What am I listening to? Again, great diversity. Mm-hmm. A lot of the stuff I got from Tom. Some of it I want to. Some of it's like, oh yeah, I'll keep that.
Yeah.
And others are like,
what is this?
I don't know this guy. Throw it in the player and find out.
Yeah. That has to be cool. It's like a surprise every time.
Yeah.
What you don't know what's going to happen.
And some of the stuff's really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So what station did that all come from?
That was on WAPS.
Okay. Oh really?
They kicked him off of there. Oh heck, I want to say probably 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, he had like 3 shows on there.
Wow.
Yeah, he had Just Plain Folk, Bedtime Snack, and Anything Goes.
Okay.
And Bedtime Snack and Anything Goes were usually quite a bit of pre-recorded.
Yeah.
But Just Plain Folk was almost always at least partially or mostly live.
Yeah.
It was funny. His facility made this look spread out. Mm-hmm. He was in his basement, just little tiny space.
Just a little.
And he'd put a 4-piece band in there.
Wow.
I don't know how it ever worked.
They're just on top of each other. How do you fit a drum set in there,
then? I don't think he did any with drums.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because the only thing we did at Mountain Rose with drums, since I've been doing sound over there, was Zach and the Bright Lights.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that didn't work. That room was too small.
Yeah.
An electronic kit might have worked, but an acoustic kit just blew people out of the room.
Yeah, it would just blow everybody's ears out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because you know Mountain Rose. That's out at Fred Fuller Park in Kent.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get started again if this pandemic ever ends.
Yeah. You've been practicing your own material.
I've been my own material and keeping my broad catalog of cover material practiced. Old age is fun. You forget that stuff if you ain't playing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you were also frequenting open mics before the whole thing went down.
Yeah. Oh
What are some of your favorite ones to kind of frequent around the area?
Uncorked when Gretchen had it, and the ones over in Barberton. Those are about the only ones I was doing. Yeah. Once in a while, some odd one someplace else, Canal Fulton or something.
Oh yeah, I think Canal Fulton did one like once a month in the square down there.
It was on a Saturday. Yeah. And that made it hard for me when I was gigging.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And half the time I was working someplace else when that was on.
Yeah, weekday open mics are just like
yeah. Weekdays were things, because I don't work a day job anymore. I can go do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you just Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, everybody's gigging on the was gigging on the weekends.
Yeah.
It's just like open mics on the weekends. I've never kind of gone to unless
Yeah.
I was.
Unless it's something really special.
Yeah.
And you think you're going to score a gig out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's Canal Fulton's kind of, they ain't going to score anything out of that.
Yeah,
But it was fun. I
yeah.
had friends that went there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I went to one of them a couple years ago, and it was really I really liked how they did it with the square, how it's all down and then everybody's just
they got a little
around it.
amphitheater there. And...
Yeah, amphitheater and quotes the most. Yeah, I mean they brought their own PA. They it was,
JD
cool.
worked hard at that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. So how did you get into music? How did you start playing?
How did I start? Oh, well, I was kind of raised by the grandparents on Dad's side, and they were both musical. Dad could barely play a radio. It just skipped him completely.
Really?
Yeah, he was an only child, too. And he loved music, but he just, no ability with it. My grandfather was pretty accomplished.
Okay.
And my grandmother could play a little bit on some stuff. I think she played mandolin. I don't remember ever hearing her play, but I remember she had a mandolin.
Huh. What did your grandfather play?
Piano and fiddle.
Okay.
And I never really connected much. And then I got like 11 or 12 years old, and the favorite thing to play with was the record player. So I started, and I was listening to more stuff. Radio was different then. I mean, I'm way old. Radio, since my teenage days, was pretty much narrowcast. Mm-hmm. But before that, the big stations, which were all AM at that time, they're really giving away the age.
Yeah.
The big stations were playing some of everything, or they were playing doctor office music, elevator stuff.
Yeah.
But the big commercial stations were, you'd turn on KYW, which is what became WKYC, and they'd go from Ray Price to Frank Sinatra to Elvis or Buddy Holly or something. Yeah.
I've heard some stories about back in the day, like in the 50s, the artists, the record companies would kind of pay.
There
was some really shady deals.
Yeah, there was some stuff going on. I was too young to be much aware of that. I remember hearing about it, but didn't really get it.
Well, I was researching that last semester at Kent, and it's like people would slip them 50s and 100s just outside the station, and just like, hey, just play this record. It's fine,
They just do different stuff now.
Yeah, well, I think everything is like the station of rock or the station of pop,
and that's the other thing. They're also narrowcast.
Yeah,
and they're all the story I've always heard, probably conspiracy, but it's just some dude sitting up on a mountain in Colorado programming everything.
He's in the Rockies on. Oh, it's just
just sitting there getting baked, or it's legal.
He's programming all the stations. Everything's just. It's just there's no. I mean, I can see it from a marketing standpoint. It's
well, they're so desperately afraid of somebody tuning out and missing a commercial.
Yeah.
And it causes a number of problems on content side too. Mm-hmm. They won't take a chance on anything that sounds a little different.
Yeah.
They'll barely take a chance on somebody that's unknown.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really the kind of the non-profit stations that are kind of
with something over 50 songs in release. I have never seen a royalty from Sound Exchange because they only pay on terrestrial and satellite radio.
Yeah,
they don't pay on internet.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure per play they're just not. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not that much per play.
And they
I
don't
mean,
cut a check till it's $100.
Yeah, you see, you'll
Never see it.
you'll never see it. It's just like
I mean, it's weird. The royalty's higher on that. That's a terrestrial radio. The royalty is quite high.
yeah. Well, I mean, compared to internet.
When Tom
Streaming.
had his shows on APS, I used to see the occasional check from ASCAP.
Yeah. Okay. So what were you drawn to a certain genre growing up, or were you
When
listening to
I
everything?
started waking up to it and picked up a guitar, that happened. I was going to be a drummer to
Really?
begin with. Oh yeah, drummers were getting all the girls.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Now it's kind of like, just
But I found that I could manage a single drum. I could have been in marching band in school if that interested me, which it didn't. But I couldn't deal with the kit. I didn't have the four limbs independent motion.
multiple drums. Yeah.
So I was driving home one night and saw a guy that used to give me grief back in grade school hitchhiking in the rain. I pick his ass up and he says, "You want a guitar?" I says, "What'll it cost me?" He says, "Oh, just trade me some stuff." So I traded him some old books.
Okay.
And he gives me this cheap electric guitar and a little amp. Mm-hmm. Never looked back.
Wow. So without that exchange, you wouldn't be a guitarist you are today.
Nope.
Wow.
I wasn't any good then. My cousin, who was very multi-musical, primarily keyboards now, but he played all kind of different things through his life and worked professionally most of his life. He came for a visit and he got me enough basics of the guitar that I was actually sort of making music.
Huh.
And I just kept on from there.
Dang.
Lots of little side trips. I didn't put it all on my CV. I served in Vietnam, and one of the highlights of the day off was going over to the local bar and sitting in with the band.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they had a band that these guys could not sing, but they played as well as anybody over here.
Just not the singing part.
And they'd let me get up and sit in with them.
Nice. So was that kind of like a weekend thing, or was that just like whenever?
It was whenever the day off
Yeah.
fell. That varied.
Huh. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was almost a bigger deal than the other purpose of the bars.
Yeah. So what kind of music were you playing around?
It was American rock and roll.
Okay.
These guys were just, a cover band doing
Yeah.
lots of Creedence, Rolling Stones.
Okay. Yeah. Huh. You were playing electric then, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started on electric, and I'm still mostly, you see me at open mics, I'm acoustic because that's the format.
Yeah.
But
You don't bring your electric to jam out.
No.
on open mics.
but I've done shows where I bring electrics
Yeah.
out there when I get back in substation. Mm-hmm. I usually bring 4 guitars. At Uncorked, I was bringing 4 guitars.
Yeah.
2 acoustic, 2 electric.
What kind of guitars do you have?
That is a Guild F212. I'm getting ready to buy a newer one, though it'll be Chinese. I can't afford the U.S. The U.S. is like $4,000. Because that's getting too valuable to bring around. That is U.S. It's 50 years old.
Yeah. Wow.
And I've got a custom-made electric 12 that Ray Lay built for me up in North Hill when he was living.
Nice.
He didn't make it actually for me. He built it to be building it, but he knew I played 12-string.
Yeah.
And I had one of my other guitars in the shop, and I went to pick it up, and he says, "Oh, check this out. I just built this." And I played it, and it was like, okay, I'm buying that.
Nice. What year was that? Was that?
1980 something.
Okay.
I've had that a long time. What did I have? I had my Les Paul in the shop, which I still have. It's a 72.
Okay. Dang.
The stage electric's a Telecaster now. The Les Paul's too heavy.
Yeah. has that ever fallen off or?
No, I dropped that guild, put 3 cracks in the back of it. Did a stupid thing at an open mic up in Cleveland. Had it strapped on but not plugged in.
Yeah.
And your pin on an acoustic, the strap don't fit well because the pin's oversized.
Yeah.
Because it's where the jack is. Had it strapped on, not plugged in, reached out to adjust a mic, and down it went. Thing's so damn tough, I picked it up, tuned it, and played the set.
Nice.
Cost me a bunch of money at Lay's the next day.
Oh my gosh. So what acoustics do you have?
I've got that, and I've got a Sigma Rosewood D28
Okay.
that I don't play much, but I can't get rid of. The wife bought me that one.
Oh, yes.
And I've got a Breedlove concert that I've been playing the snot out of.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
It's the most recent one. And it's a funny trade-off. It's a little tougher action than the Sigma,
Yeah.
but it's got a cutaway.
Okay.
I can do more stuff with it, and it actually sounds better.
Yeah. Okay.
The D28 is the bluegrass answer to a bass when you can't afford the doghouse.
Yeah. It's the alternate.
Yeah.
So do you use that one more, the D28?
Not very much.
Okay.
It'll happen more at open mics
Yeah.
because it's actually more portable than the Breedlove. The Breedlove's in one of them zipper cases with shoulder straps, which sounds like a good idea till you work with it.
Yeah.
I prefer my hard cases. I've got a hard case on the Sigma, and it's just easier to carry into an open mic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Open up.
Yeah. I forgot. I thought about getting a hard case for my piano. I have a soft case right now. It's just a
Yeah,
zip
you
up.
got a thing with weight there.
Yeah, but it has wheels and it's all good. So I don't know. I don't know. At some point I'll.
Because I remember poor old Robin Montgomery when he was living. He had that big Roland, and he had it in a rollabout case, and you'd have to help him haul it because he was getting up in years.
All the keyboards. Oh my gosh.
And there's a memory. I knew that guy since we were kids.
Wow.
Yeah. He was always trying to put something together, and at the time, I just really didn't have the chops to play with him.
Yeah. So what do you? I don't know how things are gonna go this year. I mean, it could.
It's going to be tough because so many places have just gone under.
Yeah.
With this. This has been so mishandled.
Yeah.
From so many different directions. So many people don't get it. And as long as it keeps spreading, it keeps mutating. And if it keeps mutating, it's going to get ahead of the vaccine.
Yeah. Well, even like the rollout of the vaccine is kind of just.
Oh, that's botched thoroughly.
Yeah.
I'm eligible next week, but I doubt I'll see it till the middle of March.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a headline this morning. I don't usually read things on Facebook or read into them. But I saw this headline and it was like the doctor fucking he's just like he tampered with the vaccine.
Oh yeah, that pharmacist that wrecked all them because he was an anti-vaxxer. I hope they prosecute him.
Yeah, exactly. I think I saw they were gonna do something with him, but I'm like, what is happening here? Like, dude, you have the vaccine. What people are just they're talking about the microchip like
people have given up on facts.
It's like
People have just flat given up on facts. It's like, oh, I don't like that, I'll just make it up whatever I want.
Yeah. Like, I guarantee most of these are started with a joke and somebody's like, oh,
and somebody bought into it.
Yeah. It's like, well, that might be real. Oh, well, it probably could be real.
Yeah, it's just crazy deal. And that's, again, back to the thing on what I write and what I select for covers. The big theme in my life is justice. Mm-hmm. I get really upset when justice is getting perverted like it is now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or, the guys up there on Wall Street get bailed out when they screw up.
Yeah.
And some schlub steals a loaf of bread and goes down for 50 years.
Yep. Yeah, it's really maddening, and it's a lot of social media BS, corporate, it's a lot of it's just a lot of cheese.
Well, the guys at the top, the old saying, divide and conquer applies. As long as they can keep us fighting among ourselves,
Oh yeah.
they can just oppress us as much as they want.
Yeah, well, it's become, if you don't believe in this, you're the opposition.
Yeah, and there's no having any dialogue.
Yeah, there's just nothing.
It's like, I know a lot of people, speaking of Facebook, they'll, kick anybody off that don't agree with them. I don't do that unless somebody is just like total whack job.
Yeah.
I'll keep people that disagree with me just to have the other side of it.
Yeah.
Or to have a good laugh in a couple of cases.
Yeah. I feel like Facebook is always in hot water for everything.
I don't reply to trolls. And it's funny. I've got cousins and friends that will take on the trolls that troll me.
You send them over to them.
I don't. They find them.
They find them? Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh.
Well, I got one cousin. He don't get out much. He's older than me and got a speech problem, so he's a lot of time on Facebook.
Yeah.
And he sees somebody troll me, he jumps on them.
Now, listen here, you.
He just trolls them back.
Yeah. That's usually the best answer, is just to troll them back even harder. It's really, the internet has become this thing that I don't think anybody can control. I think the government was wrong to let the internet out of the government's hands in the 1980s.
That might have been.
I think the late 80s, they made the bad choice of letting the people have, because we don't, first of all, it connects people, but it spreads things that
or ought not be spread.
Yeah, or they wouldn't be spread otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's connected everybody closer, but has it really?
Yeah.
has it really though?
Yeah, Facebook's the only social I do, and I've noticed a change there. I don't know if they're moderating more or people have just went away. There's less traffic.
Yeah.
By a huge amount.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a little more cordial.
Yeah. Well, also, I feel like the people who actually see what you post it's only the people that, like, are your kind of closest. Like, it's not all your friends.
No.
It's like 50 to 60 people that are the closest to you.
Yeah, and they rotate them once in a while. I have somebody that I don't see for 3 months, and then they'll show up.
Yeah,
it's suddenly 3 months out of nowhere.
And it kind of makes absolutely no sense. It's like you're friends on Facebook for a reason. Like that, to see each other's posts. I feel like.
Yeah, it's supposed to be somebody you know in the outside world, but for anybody like me.
Well, who is this guy? Yeah. What is he doing on my Facebook?
Yeah. I mean, my accounts are so backwards. There's like 1,800 on my personal, and I think 350 or 400 on my artist.
Yeah. I think it's about the same for me. Yeah, But the weird thing about Facebook pages, though, it's like nobody sees what you post on there, but I feel like more people see what you post on your just personal page.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Which is backwards, I feel like. It's like, I don't know what the algorithm is, but it's not really working.
It's not working well.
I don't know who makes... I know, like, it shouldn't be that difficult, honestly.
No. Well, Facebook's in business to make money off of us.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and so their algorithm is set to do that.
Yeah, you're right.
We're not paying, so they're somebody's paying them.
Yeah.
Or they wouldn't be doing it.
Well, you know what
The
algorithm
advertisers are paying them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the sponsors, all that. You know what I like though? The algorithm for YouTube. I like their algorithm better.
I haven't figured it out yet. I don't have enough traffic on my account to tell.
Well,
I've got 20 or 30 videos up there too.
I like the videos they'll recommend to you are actually videos that you might actually enjoy.
Yeah, okay, I have noticed that.
Yeah.
And which is kind of funny because it's all over the map with me between stuff I'm curious about, stuff I'm seeking instruction on.
Oh yeah.
I'm always, trying to teach myself to be a better engineer and stuff.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this year is kind of a grab bag. What are you kind of hoping for this year in terms of live music?
Hoping to get back to the assisted livings and make a little money. And other than that, it's a whole different show when I go where I can do original stuff and find some venues where I can do that. I'd actually like to before I'm too old to do it. I've always had difficulty with. I've been a difficult person. I'll own it.
Mm-hmm.
So doing bands is not a real strong thing. But I miss that.
Yeah.
I spent most of my life. That's how I'm so unknown. I spent most of my life playing in just cover bands in private clubs.
Yeah. Have you ever done a full band arrangement for your original songs?
Oh yeah, look me up on the Spotify. I usually I kind of joke when I put up the text in front of it, which I don't think Spotify publishes, but on CD Baby where I'm aggregated, it's I don't know if they're taking the text now. They've downgraded so much.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's on my website though. The text is there.
I know DistroKid did.
I always joke about the Podunk Virtual Band.
Yeah.
Because my young life was spent out in Peninsula, and all the locals there always called it Podunk Junction.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
So
it is kind of like a junction.
Well, it was a rail junction.
Yeah.
It was a junction between the rail and the canal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said Podunk Virtual Band, and everything on any of those recordings except for the drums is me.
Yeah.
I don't drum.
Okay.
I'm just programming the drums.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually that's me too.
Huh.
I use a piece of software. It makes it so freaking easy. It's
Yeah.
like nothing to it, and then it's because I really don't drum.
Yeah. Well,
But then I do, basses, guitars, and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I hadn't played bass in a while. I raised a blister yesterday. I was working on something difficult, and it took about 400 takes to get it right.
Your finger falls off.
Yeah.
Well, did you ever do a full band arrangement for your live shows?
No,
Okay.
not with my original stuff.
Okay.
All full bands I played with were primarily cover bands, except two of them did one of my original songs.
Okay. Yeah,
I had one song that usually with a commercial cover band, the fastest way to get fired is say, "Hey guys, I wrote this. Can we do it?"
Hey,
And you get
get out of here. We're a cover band. Come on.
But I had a song that two of the bands I was in actually did.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I knew you had full arrangements for your studio stuff, but I wasn't sure if you did a full thing for your live.
Yeah, and that's
live.
I miss that because yes, I'm doing that full arrangement in the studio, but it's got a lifelessness to it.
Yeah.
That a live band because you have the interaction.
Oh yeah. It brings life into it, just like it's kind of like a response thing.
And even if it ain't real great, that X factor is still there. It happens. I mean, that's the real X factor, not like the TV show. That's the X factor where people
Simon Cowell
kind of read one another's minds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you think you can dance? That's a cool one. We had to watch that this week for class.
Oh.
It's just watching videos and doing papers. It's not even dancing.
Yeah.
really salty about this. Oh. All right, so I got one more question for you, Ed.
Okay.
What tips would you give to any beginner musicians?
Practice. It's any skill is the more hours you put in it, the more competent you get at it. That goes into many other things besides music. That's been a pet peeve. I actually put a post up about that, or a comment on somebody's post about that college industrial complex, college financial complex.
Oh, God.
Where the HR departments of big corporations that pay decent money for tech work demand a 4-year degree for a hands-on job that I don't care where you were trained, you're still going to come on that job and it's going to take 2 years to teach of working it, to teach you how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, the person can come right off the street and get the same skill in 2 years.
Literally, yeah.
Because they did that the place I retired from.
Oh.
I got in under the wire. I don't have college. And it's right after me, everybody they hired had to have college, and it still took 2 years to train them.
That's so, yeah. College is a sham.
Not necessarily. It's useful for,
it's useful for connecting with, other people in the field. It depends on the major.
Becoming adult.
Yeah.
Becoming broader minded.
Yeah.
That's something you're not going to get on that tech job.
Yeah.
You can get, that place was just redneck heaven.
Redneck heaven.
I got along with them, but they were just...
Well, that's a good point, though. I mean, like, a lot of these jobs that you need college degrees for, it's like, you can just be trained. Like, it's just like trades. Like, you can.
That's what I'm saying. They're taking big companies that have the money to pay, right, are making trade jobs be 4-year degree.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You have these students that are in debt, and it's like.
Yeah. So they have a good slave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they do it.
Well, and that's how they can. That's why they don't have a draft for the military, even though we're constantly at war. Mm-hmm. If you're in debt for school, you can go to the military to get out of a lot of that debt.
Oh yeah. Well, you go into the military and you have there's no debt, and they have a lot of extra money. Mm-hmm. Ah. Or you can just go to community college. It's way cheaper. It works the same too. I don't know why community colleges get dissed on.
Yeah, that's the only college I went to when I was at Fort Hood in the Army. I went over to community college across the street, took a music course. Mm-hmm. Flunked out of it, but
hey.
But it was funny. I had a great teacher. The guy had been the head of the state school in Hungary.
Wow.
He had a little difficulty with English, but he knew his stuff.
I had a piano teacher that was Brazilian. Like her accent was really thick, and so it was hit or miss.
Yeah. Before he was teaching, him and his wife, when they come over here, were just gigging. Their piano duet.
Okay.
They both played.
That's cool.
They toured with it.
Huh. Well, you can find Ed. I like your website, edmanwalkin.com.
Yep.
That's cool. And everything will be in the description. Hey, you can find me on Instagram at Davey_Squires and on Facebook, Davey Squires Music. You can also find me at dsquires.com for all the past episodes, and I have a Patreon. For only $5 a month, you can get the extra episode bloopers and the extra artist videos we do here at the studio. That's patreon.com/Davey Squires. And I think that is it for this interview. Thank you for coming in, Ed.
You're most welcome.
This was a good time. We talked about a lot of things. We got through a lot. That was cool.
It's something that, you go, I know you from the open mics. You go to the open mic, you're sitting there listening to somebody. You don't want to be yakking. I've been nearly thrown out of a couple for getting fucking loud.
Getting too loud. Man, what are you doing? Oh my goodness.